Hello guys, I hope you're all well and welcome to another track guide, this time around the legendary Shanghai. So let's see how awkward this track is and give you a guide of this track. Right, to try and get a nice fast start on the pit lane straight, I think you're able to cut quite a bit at the last corner. There doesn't seem to be any track limit penalties at all. So take a big old bite at the curb and then on your way to your lap with the fastest speed you can get. So coming up to turn 1 then, keep the car over to the left and make sure that you brake past the 50 board and trail brake into the corner and then pull the car to the right while not applying full pressure on the throttle so you're not spinning up the tyres. Now because this next section is very tight, make sure that you switch down to first gear and barely apply any throttle so you're not scrubbing the tyres, and turn in the wheel. Open the steering up as soon as you have left the apex so you're not scrubbing any speed off the front tyres, and make sure the line is really nice and tight around this corner because you cannot build any speed up for the third turn, or fourth turn rather. As soon as you've got that car pointing in the right direction for turn 3, head over to the left as quickly as you can so to make the car as balanced as possible for turn 4. You want to keep wide on the apex of turn 4, just slightly off it. Use the brake to pull the car in, and when it comes to turn 5, take a big old bite out of the curb of this corner so you get a really nice run into turn 6. Now turn 6 is a very tricky corner. Try and take a late apex if you can to try and minimise the amount of speed you're scrubbing off, so turn the car and get it pointing straight really fast. I take it pretty tight on this lap I'm showing you here, but it gives you some idea that there is possibly 2 lines here, possibly a second one for an overtaking manoeuvre. And also coming out of this turn, try and get the car balanced and so you're on the brakes coming out of this turn and that you're not locking up, because if you're still turning the wheel and you're braking for turn 7, you're going to be in trouble as this fronts once again are really easily be lockable on these cars. If you can for turn 7, pull the car as close to the right hand side as you can to get a nice clean run, clip the apex and open up the steering for turn 8. I wouldn't run your car overly wide here as well, as it can easily invalidate your lap if your left hand wheels are on the curb. Okay, turn 9. You can start braking as you see the curbing on the right hand side approaching you. Brake as late as you can and try and bite the inside of the apex as you can cut quite a lot of this corner. I actually missed the apex here annoyingly slightly, but on your lap try and hit it as best as you can. Now turn 11. Let the car drift slightly wide here, almost to the outside curb, and then let the positive camber of the road pull you back in so you get the best speed possible down this long straight. I have my wing pretty low because of this for this track. Okay, coming up to the braking meter boards, you're going to brake basically at the 100 board, but you can use the curbing as your starting point where to brake. You can actually see on my lap here, it is a bit of a scruffy lap, but I brake at the 100 meter board and where the curbing starts, and I have to basically let my foot off the brake because I'm locking the brakes. Just be mindful of this when you're pushing, because basically you can spear you into the left hand side wall. I believe it's because the rear brakes are locking, so try and put your bias forward as much as you can without locking the fronts as well. A real balancing act around this track and in this car in general. Now, for the actual apex, clip the apex and then open up the steering and let the car drift out wide as the track allows you to do this. Now, turn 14, bring the car all the way to the right hand side so you're going up and down on that little curb, and then brake at the 50 meter board. Come off the brakes as soon as you can and take a big old chunk out the final corner while maintaining your right hand wheels still on the track so your lap doesn't get invalidated. Same as you're coming out of this corner, you can let the car drift, but just make sure your left hand wheels are still on the tarmac or this can also invalidate your lap. And that's the lap guys, all 14 corners, your foot flat to the floor up until the finish line. Well, I hope this helps you on this week's race. This is Billy Goat Boy over and out. If you made it to the end, thank you very much for watching. If you could like and subscribe, that would be very much appreciated. So, until next time then, see you guys on the track.